Hello my two friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia, where we love making wreaths. And in today's video we are doing a woodland ruffle. This is such a fun wreath. Now to make it a little bit more, I guess, exciting, look at our centerpiece. That's right, by the title you guys saw that we are making a scarecrow. So this is going to be a super fun fall wreath. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's go through the supplies we're going to use for our scarecrow wreath. I'm using 2 rolls of this beautiful beige deco mesh. They are both 10 inches in width and 10 yards in length. And all the supplies that I'm going to use, where I purchased them, and if I have links, I will also attach links in the description box below this video. We're going to need pipe cleaners, a beautiful wired ribbon that's 1.5 inches in width, and this one is 10 yards in length. 2 colors of raffia, this burnt orange and beige. I'm also going to use this beautiful green mesh ribbon, and that's going to match the scarecrow's eyes. Speaking of the scarecrow's face, it is 8 inches in diameter, metal, and it has little holes at the top and at the bottom so we can attach. For the base of this wreath, I'm going to be using a metal 14-inch wreath ring. When it comes to the scarecrow's hat, I either couldn't find it or what I did find was extremely overpriced. So guess what? We are going to make it quickly and simply using some cardboard, a piece of felt. You can also use fabric, burlap, whatever you have on hand. We're going to make it cute. We're going to make it fun, and with whatever supplies we have in our home. When it comes to the pipe cleaners, I'm going to take 15 of these because we are going to be making 30 cruffles. Cut them in half, and then I'm just going to fold those in a little V and put these to the side. Let's cut our deco mesh. I like to do these just layering one on top of the other. I'm going to be using my rotary cutter. When it comes to cutting our deco mesh, we're going to cut it into 24-inch strips. That is because we're going to need 15 pieces from each roll of deco mesh. Our deco mesh is 10 yards. 10 yards equals 360 inches. Divide that by 15 and that's going to give us 24. So that is why I'm going to be cutting them into 24-inch strips. Next, I'm going to get my ribbon prepared. I'm going to be cutting it into 12-inch strips, and I'm going to need 10 of these. I zigzagged 10 strips. Let's cut this off. And now I'm just going to fold the ribbon in half on both ends and cut out a little triangle, making sure to cut the wire that's folding over. And that is how we're going to get our dovetails. I have my mesh ribbon. I'm going to be cutting 12-inch strips, and I'm going to need 10 of these. Now for this type of ribbon, I don't do dovetails, so I'm simply going to fold these and then cut the ends. Now I'm simply cutting where I folded the ribbon. It's time to get our raffia ready, and this one might be a little bit more trickier. I'm unraveling my raffia, and I'm also going to need it about 12 inches, and it looks like when it unfolds, it's about there. I'm going to cut it. I cut a little bit of a bundle. If I need more, I'm definitely going to do this, but we need this to last for 10 cruffles. I'm going to get a little bit more because I just don't think that's going to be enough. Using my big clamp to clamp it together. And now we're going to grab the burnt orange one. Going to do the exact same thing here and try to cut about 12 inches. Okay, I hope this is going to be enough. I have a big mess on my table, but that's the beauty of raffia. And I do believe I have enough raffia for 10 woodland ruffles. I have my ribbon, my raffia, my pipe cleaners all ready to start making our woodland ruffles or cruffles. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do a set at a time, meaning I'm going to do 10 of the ribbon, 10 of the mesh ribbon, and then have all my woodland ruffles ready. When they are, we're just going to attach. And here is how we're going to do that. For this wreath, we are doing 5 woodland bundles per section. We have 6 sections in this wreath, which means we need 30 woodland ruffles in total. That is why we have 30 pieces of deco mesh cut up, 15 piece per roll. Same thing with the ribbon. That is why I have 10 of each ribbon. And then I mentioned how we are going to need enough raffia for 10 woodland ruffles. We are going to alternate these throughout the wreath. I'm ready to start making our woodland ruffles. I'm going to grab a clamp. Usually I like to use the bigger one, but it's holding all that raffia together. All right, divide our 2 rolls. Going to have my deco mesh rolling away from the table, curling up. I'm going to center it on my measuring mat. And then I'm going to start by rolling a few times towards the inside of our little piece. And then I'm going to clamp it in the center. Flip it over, roll it away. And then I'm going to roll from this side. And my little rolls or curls or whatever you want to call them are about 1 inch in diameter. When I get about 3 little rolls or curls, I'm going to bring it in. And we have our first little cruffle. How adorable. Now let's get that ribbon. The easiest way to do it is to just plop it on our cutting mat. We know where the center is. Put that straight in. Take our pipe cleaner, wrap it around. And this, I feel like, is the most important thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this forward and twist. Look at this cruffle. It pops up and it's just so beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and make the remaining 9 of these, and then we'll move on to the next one. I'm going to bring in this beautiful, beautiful mesh ribbon, divide my deco mesh, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start making my little curls, 1, 2, and 3. Clamp it, move it away, and same thing on this side. Bring it together, put the ribbon in my pipe cleaner. Now we're going to tighten this up. There you go, pull back, 2 twists or so, and we have a little bit of green. Now it's time to get a little bit messy. So I have my raffia on the sides here. Let's start by rolling our woodland ruffle. So 3 rolls, clamp it, and then roll it on this side, bring it together. And this time I'm clamping the whole thing together so I can get my raffia sorted. Going to take a little bit of this beige one, a little bit of this burnt orange one. I think that looks good. Maybe a little bit more of the beige because I know I have a lot more of that. Put that straight in, pinch it, grab our floral wire, and same thing, we're going to pull back, 2 twists or so in the back, and look at this. This is so much fun. Look at these cuties. I have all my woodland ruffles ready, 10 of each, and now it's time to attach them to our wreath base. As I said before, 5 in each section, and I'm going to attach to both rows 2 and 3 right in the center. I always like to do this with my wreath base upside down where it kind of looks like a plate, and I'm going to attach in the back. Let's make a few twists, and I'm just going to fold it in and fold back. I have my first one. The next one I'm attaching is with mesh ribbon, twisting it in the back, hiding the little tail. And the last one would be our ribbon. I'm going to repeat the same 3 in the same order, going all the way around. I have my first 5 and now I'm just moving on to our next section. Section number 2 is done. Look at this, my friends. I'm only 2 sections in. I'm going to go ahead and complete the entire wreath and I'll be right back. All the woodland ruffles are on and I think I have a good balance of ribbon and the raffia along with just a tiny bit of green, and that's how I wanted it to be. Next, I'm going to prepare for my sign. So I'm going to take any ribbon, any raffia out of the center and maybe turn a few of those cruffles down so we have a base for our sign. I think this is more than enough. And then our face is going to go right there. I decided to use some gold floral wire to attach the face because it's yellow and it's the closest color to the sign. This is the 26 gauge floral wire from the DollarTree. I'm going to cut off a piece that's around 24 inches and then I'm going to fold it in half. Now we're just going to feed the floral wire through and give it a few good twists in the back of the sign. Going to attach this sweet little scarecrow face to our wreath. That looks good to me, and now I'm just going to lock in the floral wire for the little face, and I like to wrap the remaining tail around the wreath base itself, just like this. The wreath is all done. My little inspector already checked it out. Now it's time to work on our hat. The cardboard that I'm going to use for the hat is about 7 by 9 in width. And I'm just going to draw a little hat. You can have it straight. You could make it curvy a little bit. Whatever you wish to do. Now I'm just going to cut it out. I got my hat cut out, a piece of felt, and make sure that your piece of felt is much larger than your hat. And then I have some pillow stuffing. Now I'm going to actually just grab that and hot glue a little bit all over the hat. The reason I'm hot gluing the pillow stuffing is because I don't want it to slide down on the wreath. So I thought, you know what, let's just hot glue it in place. That way I know when the wreath is hung up, we're not going to have a problem with that. This will give the hat a more realistic look because we're going to have that volume. I'm going to grab some of that leftover raffia and I'm going to make a little bit of kind of like a pom-pom for the top of the hat. I'll just grab some floral wire maybe and bring it together. And then we're going to hot glue it to the top. Cut this little tail off. Stick it right in there. And we got the top. Now I'm going to flip my hat upside down. And I'm going to leave off about 2 inches at the bottom. And then start bringing in the felt and hot gluing it in place. Bring it in on this side. How simple was that? Now that we have the back covered, I'm going to go to the edge and seal this in. Just right there at the edge. And this part is going to be very important to us. Now I'm just making a wave at the bottom of our hat. Kind of make it look, you know, not even. Make it a little wavy. I like the way that looks. Before we do all the decorating in the front, let's finish up in the back. I'm going to grab some hot glue, a pipe cleaner that I'm going to fold in half, but I'm going to make a little flat space so I can put it right on there. I'm going to take this scrap and now I'm going to put some hot glue at the top, on top of the pipe cleaner, and towards the bottom, our scrap piece of felt right on top. And we have a way to hang our hat. To create the hat, I'm going to grab some of that leftover mesh ribbon, raffia, and a sunflower. First, I'm going to measure my mesh ribbon, making sure that I have enough to fold back. And I'm going to cut it about 2/3 so that I can have a wider little strand and a smaller little strand. Let's hot glue that in the back real quick. Going to use my finger protector to set the hot glue in place, and same thing on this side. I want the raffia to be kind of spread out like a flower and put the sunflower on top. So I thought the easiest way to do it is to grab a little felt piece And I'm just going to hot glue it on there. You can also hot glue it straight onto the hat. Hot glue the back of my sunflower, and we're going to put that straight in the center. You don't have to do this, but I gotta even it out just a little bit. And then I'm going to take the whole thing and attach it to my hat. Since I'm on a roll, I am going to make little patches at the top. I'm going to take the edges off the mesh ribbon square first, the nice ribbon on top, and we're going to hot glue this in place. Let's put the hat on, and I'm thinking it looks good around there. Let's flip and attach. The hat is on, and the game plan was to be done at this point. But this little guy is looking at me, and he is begging me to put a little bow right here. We are just going to grab the ribbon we were using and make a poof bow. Let's measure off 7 inches, and we're going to do 5-inch loops. Let's do 4. The second tail I'm going to send to the top. Grabbing our mesh ribbon, I'm going to do a few loops. Let's make it 3. Going on the wild side here, my friends. And then I'm going to grab a yellow and white one. I thought this would work really nice with the sunflower. We are going to make just 3 loops of this one, keeping it at about 5 inches. And since this is our leading color, I'm going to make 2 more loops. And that's it. I think this is going to be more than enough. To bring it together, I love using zip ties. Just going to lift it up. There you go. Cut off the tail. Grab a pipe cleaner and let's make a few twists. Now we're going to go around and cut little dovetails on the orange and the yellow ribbon. I usually don't even touch the mesh ribbon to make dovetails. And let's put the bow right in here. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, now this wreath is complete. Let me make sure that I'm not sinking the bow in too much. Give it a little slag so we can open up the bow, twist it in the back. Now I'm going to find the top of the wreath, flip it upside down, and make a hanging loop. Grab a piece of jute cord. Make sure that the knot is about 1 inch from the highest point. Make the knot or 2. We have our hanging loop, and at this point, this is when you would cover the back of the wreath. When you are done, we're going to go to the front, and this is my favorite part. This is when everything comes alive. We're going to take that bow and open it up. When you're done working on your bow, of course, we are going to go around. Make sure that we bring things that are kind of sagging and in the wrong place up to the front of the wreath. So any ribbon in the back, we're going to bring it towards the top so that we can see it. Everything is done, and we are ready to hang our Scarecrow wreath. I mean, really, how cute can that scarecrow get? Not as cute as you, but it is adorable. And I hope you enjoyed watching this wreath tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it. If you are new to this channel and would like to see more wreath tutorials, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that little bell so you are notified every time we post a video. Thank you so much for being here. For all of you guys who are coming back, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. As for Simba and I, we are going to say bye, everyone. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.